Gamescom 2020, set in beautiful Cologne, Germany. False. Because of the global pandemic, this was actually hosted virtually by our dear friend, Geoff Keighley. We had the Gamescom opening night live, virtual setting. There were a ton of games that were showcased. Let's not waste any more time, let's jump into it. First up we have Scarlet Nexus, published by Bandai Namco. And this is an anime, third-person sword action game. It looked absolutely beautiful, absolutely stunning. I'm pumped, I'm ready for this. It's actually been showcased before. We got a little bit more gameplay footage. It looks great, and it's next generation, and you can tell by the next generation anime graphics that's coming soon. Next we have Quantum Error by Team Kill Media, and this is a survival horror first-person shooter, and it looked absolutely terrifying. It kind of reminded me of Doom 3 back in the day. Graphics look really beautiful. I may have had to leave the room and get the children to leave the room too. It was so scary. But it looks cool, it looks great. Quantum Error is coming soon. Dirt 5 showed off their Playgrounds add-on where they can build courses and pieces and tracks, and Dirt 5 looks great. How does it play? That's the question. Jurassic World Evolution Complete Edition. This is by Frontier. So they showed off the Nintendo Switch version, which has you building your own Jurassic World. That's really cool. And because it's the complete edition, it includes all 3 narrative expansion packs and the 4 dinosaur packs. So that is a complete Jurassic John Williams theme package for you. And that comes out November. Normally, I'm not that much of a military shooter kind of guy, but last year's Call of Duty Modern Warfare was fantastic. Fantastic. So this year we get Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. This is a direct sequel to the previous Call of Duty Blast. Hey, y'all got that blops? This is developed by Treyarch and Raven Software and published by Activision. And it's like I said, a direct sequel to Black Ops 1. And the story kind of starts in 1968, but it takes place in 1981. So you get your characters from the previous Blops games. Y'all got that blops? Woods, Hudson, and Mason, they make an appearance. Ronald Reagan looks perfect. It's so kind of creepy to see him animated in this game. There's multiple endings. There will be a zombie expansion pass. You're going to see multiplayer that's going to debut in September. We're going to see a preview of that in September. And it looks fantastic. If you have a next-gen system, PC, or console, it's going to take advantage of the bells and whistles of that. I'm not going to lie. I'm all in for this. So check out Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And that's coming this November. Hey, y'all got that blops? Unknown 9 Awakening by Reflector Entertainment. This is a next-gen game, and it's a narrative action adventure. It's set in India, and the main character, it's Paruna. She's haunted by these visions of her own death, but she has this innate ability to manipulate the unseen. This looked really, 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 really cool. The trailer shows her being able to stop time and maneuver objects and by getting chased by nasty children. So I'm all in for this. This looks really cool, and this should be coming next year. Doom Eternal showed off its next campaign expansion called The Ancient Gods Part 1, which I guess there's going to be a Part 2. This is coming out October 20th, and if you haven't had a chance to play Doom Eternal, as good as Doom 2016 was, Doom Eternal is even that much better. It really brought back what a next-gen shooter can be. It's fabulous. So those craving more campaign, we'll get more campaign very soon. Check it out. This year is the 25th anniversary of BioWare, the company who's brought us all kinds of fabulous RPGs, but most recently, Dragon Age. So they got a chance to show off what Dragon Age 4 will be. They showed off some of the character art. This is going to be a next-gen title, and the story is really focusing on what persons with no power can do to persons in power. That sounds kind of familiar in this political climate. Anyway, they showed off all kinds of characters, how the things that you do based on where the game will go, the character growth and interactions, and I love Dragon Age. I've loved all the Dragon Age games. So hopefully we'll see some more Dragon Age action as this game progresses. In a couple of years we'll be playing another one on the next gen, and that sounds super exciting. So congratulations to BioWare on your anniversary, and let's wait for the next game. Great Scott! Doc Brown showed up to show off Surgeon Simulator 2. This is a Bossa game, and Surgeon Simulator, if you haven't had a chance to see it, is a ridiculous simulation of switching body parts and all kinds of wackiness with surgery. And streamers love it. It's actually really hilarious and fantastic. And it's not very sanitary. I did not see anyone wash their hands the whole time that it's playing. But it was cool to get Doc Brown. And he was actually wearing the original like shirt from the film. So, way to go. Bridge Constructor. This is the Walking Dead expansion for that by Head Up Games. And this looks also terrifying. You're building bridges, but there are zombies running over them. And you got to stop them before they eat you. Looks like a cool expansion to this. There's been other expansions for Bridge Simulator. This will be fun, and this is coming out soon. Sam & Max VR by Happy Giant. I love this series. Sam & Max are a detective police duo trying to solve crimes, and they have a lot of zany silliness and attitude. And even though I'm a console gamer, I love the PC series, and that's coming to us in VR. And it looks really fun, looks very interactive, and what better way to solve cases than actually getting your hands in the muck. So I'm looking forward to Sam & Max and all of that goes along with that. Coming soon. World of Warcraft Shadowlands. To debut this, they showed a first part of a 4-part animated series called Afterlives Bastion. And the art style on this looks really good. It showed a great story, overarching dude that needs vengeance. It looks really nice. So you're ferrying spirits from the Shadowland, and there's mortal wounds forbidding this guy from ascending, and he doesn't want vengeance, he wants justice. Don't we all, right? And then they showed the actual gameplay. And if you like World of Warcraft, who doesn't, you would get to see more gameplay. That comes at the end of October of this year. Look forward to that. Warhammer has popped up a few times recently, and Gamescom is no exception. We have Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormground make its debut. This is Focus and Gasket games. It's your typical Warhammer game with armor-clad battlers and dragons flying through the clouds. It looked really cool. If you're invested in the Warhammer series, this is a good one. Let me know what you think about these games. It's coming out soon. I have to talk about this. So we've already seen some footage of Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Get it? It's about time. But what was funny about this is Crash didn't know that this was supposed to be a virtual event, so he's running around Cologne in Germany, like trying to find everybody. Well, no one's there, bruh. But he does have on a mask, so at least he's being responsible. They showed some of the flashback tapes and some of the death routes from the original game that were super hard challenges and just other additional footage. So I thought it was pretty funny, and I always love Crash. So that should be coming soon. Outriders by People Can Fly and then published by Square Enix. This is kind of a very violent Destiny cross Division 1 like third-person looter shooter, and there's a lot of hype for this game. It looks really good. It looks really gritty. And if you're into looter shooters, which I do dabble on the side, this looks to be like the next big one. So this is coming in holiday of 2020. Looks great. I'm looking forward to it. Necromunda Underhive Wars. This is by Focus and Rogue Factor, and it's a Warhammer joint as well. We get tactical action, and there's these 3 houses: the Orlocks, the Eschers, and the Goliaths. The Orlocks being your highly accurate default group, the Eschers being the all-female destroying everybody group, and the big giant Goliaths. That looks pretty interesting. Different fashions, different fighting styles, and that is coming September, right now. Teardown by Tuxedo Labs. This is a Minecraft-looking, everything is a destructive environment game, but what you're doing is you're pulling off these perfect heists to steal things. So you can do that because you can destroy anything in the game world. It looks really neat. It looks really fun, and it's a very small indie group, but I'm looking forward to it. Should be here soon. We got another preview for Little Nightmares 2 by Tarsier Studios and published by Namco Bandai. This follows Mono and Six as they explore the Pale City, and it looks even more nightmarish than the first one. Beautiful graphics, lots of cool lighting and shadow, and it's kind of nightmare-inducing. That's what we hear February of next year. WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Now, I don't want to talk about this too much, but I'm not going to lie, I enjoy wrestling. We had Jerry the King Lawler doing some commentary. It looks great. Looks better than some of these other games that aren't No Mercy. That should be here September 2020. Right now. We got to see a bit more footage from Star Wars Squadrons by Motive Studios and EA, and this takes place after the destruction of the Death Star, so at the end of Episode 6, and the single-player modes of the perspective of 2 opposing pilots. And, again, it's all in VR. I am super pumped for this, and this is coming October. Can't wait to fly my own X-Wing or TIE Fighter. Speaking of Star Wars, The Sims has a Star Wars Journey to Batuu add-on pack, where you can live the life as The Sims, except in the world of Star Wars. That looks great. 12 Minutes by Annapurna Interactive is a overhead mystery game in a loop where you have 12 minutes and you're trying to stop this murder but it loops every 12 minutes to get you to get it right. And the announcement at the show was that Daisy Ridley from Star Wars, John McAvoy, and Willem Dafoe are doing the voiceover. Those voices are super distinct and powerful. So I was looking forward to this game anyway, but with this voice talent, I can't wait. I'm super pumped. So that should be coming soon. We got to see more footage of Godfall by Counterplay. And this is a looter, shooter, slasher, fantasy game with melee elements. It is next gen for PS5. It looks really, really, really nice. Check out the flashy, pretty, beautiful next generation graphics. Hopefully it'll be a fun game too. We've talked about Warhammer, now let's talk about Warframe. We get this year's expansion, The Heart of Deimos, by Digital Extremes. It's going to be on the Switch and all platforms across compatible play. That's really cool. It's third-person combat, and it kind of has that Destiny look if you've not had a chance to see these games or play these games before. There's a witty robot, and there's a very sexy antagonist, but it's free to play. These Warframe games are fantastic. They just keep coming. And if you're a newbie, they're kind of hard to jump into, but it's not an impossible hurdle. So check it out. Override 2 Super Mech League by Moda Studios. This kind of looks like Ratchet & Clank, except it's a one-on-one third-person mech fighter. There's 20 mechs to choose from. It's kind of similar to ARMS for the Switch, and it's actually developed in Brazil, which is really cool, and there's a beta available to play right now, and the game will be out in a couple of months. Mafia Definitive Edition. This is a Hangar 13 game published by 2K. The game looks gorgeous. The Mafia series have always been great. I really love Mafia 3. So this one, Mafia 1. So I'm talking about Tommy's induction to the Sorelli crime family, and only loyalty matters.
They're loyal.
The game looks great. I'm all for this solid game. So that's coming very soon. Lemnis Gate by Rat Loop Games is a wrap your head around this, a turn-based multiplayer strategy first-person shooter with a 25-second time loop mechanic where you play 25 seconds, go back, and then the next person's turn. How cool and crazy is that? I'm very interested to see how this plays out. It sounds fantastic. It sounds like a lot of fun and a very unique thing to experience. So I'm looking forward to Lemnis Gate. We've talked about Star Wars already, but have we talked about Lego Star Wars? The Skywalker Saga by TT Games and Lego Games. It's all 9 of the Skywalker films, and it looks fantastic. Like, these games have always been a lot of fun. 60 frames a second, great classic polygon graphics. Like, it looks great. Plays great, lots of great humor. I am super jazzed to get into this series and play these with the kids. Like, this is going to be a lot of fun. And they're fun, legit games, too. So, that's coming February next year. Struggling by Chasing Rats and Frontier Foundry. This is a really grotesque, cartoony, physics-based platformer that's 2-player co-op, and you're this fleshy thing named Troy, and it's kind of like Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy, where you're using the controls wacky to move through this environment. I don't know, it looks gross, but it's out on Steam and Switch today, and you definitely should give it a shot. It's a lot of fun too. Age of Empires 3, you PC lovers, the definitive edition is ready to go in October. So you get your Swedish and Incan civilizations as an add-on and all the classic content with much higher definition graphics in 4K. Strategy guys who love Age of Empires, this is up your cup of tea. Next up in the Dark Pictures Anthology by Supermassive Games is Little Hope. This is after Until Dawn and Man of Medan. So Little Hope again is a interactive drama survival horror type game. There's 5 souls in a haunted town. In single player or online co-op, or it's offline group play, where you try and get through this world and not get killed. These games are terrifying, but they're great party games. We've actually played them in near mint condition before, and we don't have to wait too long for this next one. This is coming out in October, so get your change of pants ready. Project Cars 3 by Slightly Mad Studios. It made its debut, and it's not like 2, it's a complete different right turn from the previous series. What do you guys think about that? That's available today. Chorus, Rise of One by Fish Lab. This is a dark space combat, third-person ship shooter, and you control this person named Nara, and they go to destroy the cult leader that created her, which is really wacky. But what's really cool is it's next generation, ray tracing enabled, 60 frames per second, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I love third-person shooters, and I especially love all the latest tech that can go into these games. So Can't wait for this, looking for this soon. This is, again, Chorus Rise of One. If you haven't had a chance to play Fall Guys by Mediatonic, you're missing out. This was on PlayStation Plus in the month of August. It's on Steam, and it really is an ultimate knockout. The core gist is to not fall while going around and doing tasks. Season 2 debuted, and we got to see new middle-aged themed rounds. We got to see some new medieval costumes. And, you know, as usual, the game's all about game, show, and glory. So, what do you think of this new content? Have you got a chance to play Fall Guys? If you haven't, please jump on that. It's a lot of fun. We've been waiting a long time for Wasteland 3 by Enix Entertainment. Wasteland was a game that we never thought could actually get made by an indie studio. The sequel we didn't think would come, and EA was like, The third one we didn't think was going to come, but here it is, and this is a tactical strategy RPG. Takes place in Arizona and Colorado, and it's fabulous. Lots of streamers are digging it. You should check it out. It's on Game Pass, and it's wonderful and gritty and dark and lots of language, but a lot of fun. So check out Wasteland 3 if you're into tactical RPGs. Again, military shooters are not typically my thing, but Medal of Honor, Above and Beyond, is my thing. What's cool about this is being developed by Respawn Entertainment. And Respawn, if you go way back, were the ones that made the original Medal of Honor and then the original Call of Duty. So these guys know their shooters. And what's even cooler about this is it's in VR. The original director from the Medal of Honor series back in '99, Peter Hirschman, he's involved on the project. It's set in World War II, and all these games are always grounded in like history. The thing they want to do is put you as a soldier in boots in Europe, and you're part of the OSS, which is the Office of Strategic Services, I believe, or the CIA, what we would call it now. And it's multiplayer, has tons of modes in VR. As someone who loves VR, and having gone through Half-Life Alyx and saw that it is a game for real game, I cannot wait for this Medal of Honor game to come out. Full adventure, looking forward to it, and that'll be available holiday of this year. Spellbreak by Proletariat is a fantasy-themed anime battle royale mage gauntlet-wielding hero game. It's third person, and it's out right now. I really am digging the style. There's a beta that went on that went really well. So tell me what you think. You need another battle royale with magic? I certainly do. Transient by Stormlink Studios and Iceberg Interactive is terrifying. It's a very H.P. Lovecraftian horror game meets cyberpunk adventure, and you're in an enclosed dome city in I think it's called Providence, and you're a hacker named Randolph Carter, and as something terrifying, I'm a big Cthulhu afraid of type person, but I don't know what to think. It looks fantastic. I can't wait what horror brings, and that's coming soon. As a retro fan, you know I'm all about the Turrican series. This is Factor 5, one of their most technological, hardcore games. We see this cool trailer where Yuzo Koshiro of Ancient, who's made some of the best music on the Genesis ever, he's talking about the theme, and Richard Ledbetter, who's of Digital Foundry, is talking about the technology, and the CEO of M2, whose emulation technology we've seen in so many collections, Naoki Hori, is talking about so much praise he's lavishing on these folks. Then we hear Chris Hulsbeck talking about his crowning achievement of music is on Turrican. Strictly Limited Games is bringing out physical editions of the Turrican series, and they're bringing out anthologies 1 and 2. That covers the games on the Amiga, the Super Turrican series on the Super Nintendo, the Mega Turrican series on the Sega Genesis / Mega Drive, and you can get collector's editions, and all kinds of money can be devoted to these physical editions. I'm going to figure out which one I want, because I have an Super NT and I have a Mega SG, so technically I have some of these games anyway, but it'd be cool to have in a cool collector's box. I don't know. Maybe I can sell some things around here. No, I'm not going to do that. So, Turrican Collection, coming now. We get the next expansion for Destiny 2, Beyond Light. This is Season 4, and it's talking about the new stasis mechanic, where ice can freeze items and enhance weapons, and that's actually coming November 10th. So, Destiny Warriors, mount up. And finally, the highlight of the show, by far for me, was Ratchet & Clank Ripped Apart by Insomniac Games, makers of Spider-Man, which you played on PlayStation. Surely you have. Marcus Smith, the creative director, and Mike Daly, the game director, talked about this game in depth. They talked about the dimensional damage, the rift tether mechanic where pieces of the stage are apart and you push them together, and portals, and how when you're shooting weapons on the PS5 DualSense controller, the haptic feedback feels different, and the adaptive triggers, you can like pull it halfway for it to shoot one style and then all the way to have it shoot a different style for like a shotgun. It's nuts. That's crazy. And this is a direct continuation of Into the Nexus from 2013. There is your 4K 30 frames per second mode, and for me, the 60 frame per second mode, I think it's only at 1080p, but that's okay. I'll take a 60 frames per second mode. This game, it gave me goosebumps, because if you watch it when you're going through the portals and a completely all new world just shows up that's playable, and you go through another portal and a whole new world, and you go through a portal, a whole new world just pops up, that's the power of that NVE super fast SSD that's built into the hardware. It blows my mind. I'm a fan of Ratchet & Clank anyway, but I am so pumped for this. It's not going to be a PS5 launch game, but it will be in the launch window. So maybe in 3 months time we'll see this game, December, January, something like that. I'm so pumped. I can't get any more pumped. I'm ready. And that was Gamescom. Phew. There's a lot of stuff to go through, but it was a great show. Thank you so much for hanging there with me. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you see some cool games that you want? Some cool hardware? Are you going to jump into the next gen? Are you going to ride out this gen while prices get lower and play some games or work on that mountain of shame? It's a pretty big mountain of shame over there. Thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you to our Patreon subscribers. We appreciate every one of you. We have a Redbubble if you want some cool near mint condition swag. Smash that notification icon to get alerts the second new content drops. And remember, gamers who play together stay together, so love one another, keep gaming, wash your hands, wear a mask, and take care of yourself. Peace.